Back at Phoenix International Raceway, that man right there, Rusty Wallace, started on the front row, inside the front row, and he's led ever since. Has not been headed. What a great run thus far. Keeping the car hooked up right on the bottom of the racetrack. See him hugging that yellow groove.
Man, I'm trying to get Martin to miss him a little bit there. I can't believe Mark is running this hard. You know, while we were on break, those two cars got together, and I thought Schrader was going to spin out.
They're racing for third. Martin, I think his car's a little faster, but he just hasn't been able to get by. I think if he could get by Schrader, that he would be able to pull away from him.
And let me show you what we saw just a moment ago. Mark Martin's trying to get under Ken Schrader coming off the second corner. He drives under him. Schrader comes down a little bit, and Martin touches the rear. And, Mark, you don't want to spin anybody out in front of you today, especially today.
I tell you, Kenny Schrader did a great job on this flat racetrack to gather it back in. That sprint car and dirt car experience really coming in handy.
Look at Darrell Waltrip on the outside. No! Excuse me, boy.
Well, is that the Watusi you're doing up here in the booth?
I didn't think that Darrell.
Did you do that in the race car? I mean, did you have a pivoting seat in the car that you could move around like that? We're having some fun, and indeed, these guys are having a blast out there. Kenny Schrader trying to hold on, and now he's pulled away some 3 car lengths over Mark Martin in the car number 6, and Darrell Waltrip is on the move.
Yeah, he's looking pretty impressive. He has caught those fellas. He was about a half a straightaway behind them. And look at him coming up on him and using an unfamiliar groove for Darrell Waltrip, somewhat of a high groove.
Waltrip moving in on him there, but they're battling back here as Morgan Shepherd, Sterling Marlin, and Harry Gant. Oldsmobile, Ford, and Oldsmobile. Those 3 cars battling. Marlin has the advantage right now. We told you that we knew Gant would be strong. And on the bottom of the racetrack, Morgan Shepherd just hangs on to that yellow line and turns left.
Gant going to try up on the outside. He got a good run off of that turn, but there's no room up there. He has to back off. And here comes Michael Waltrip into the picture, right to the right of your screen in the car number 30. Derek Cope's still in there. Those 5 cars have really been having a battle. And look who they're running up on. Jeff Bodine and several other cars up there.
Sterling Marlin is extremely strong coming off the corner. They've got a lot of horsepower in that car. Dewey Livengood has done a great job with the car drifting up a little bit. That may be an opportunity for Morgan Shepherd, but Morgan Shepherd just can't quite get the car to stick coming off the corner.
That's another situation. I think Morgan Shepherd's car is a little bit quicker right now than Sterling's, but he just can't get by. Dewey mentioned the groove fairly narrow. It's a flat racetrack. Where Sterling Marlin and Harry Gant is running, there's a good grip up there, but it's oh, now Harry's going to try to make it 3 abreast. No, Harry, come on, buddy. Now he can't get back because Michael's going to.
He has been looking everywhere for a spot to go, Harry Gant has, and he just can't. In the middle, Harry, that's not it.
No, it's not time for the skull sandwich yet, Harry. Harry's between the old rock and the hard place. If he moves to the inside, tries to follow Morgan, then Michael Waltrip gets up there and takes his spot.
Now, Morgan, move up. You got him. Move up. Now, Harry's going to come along, and he'll move up and take that spot away from him. No, he won't. Look at that.
Boy, Marlin is so strong when he jumps back in that throttle coming off the corner, and Harry just can't quite pull him. And maybe if he gets that advantage in turn 1, we'll see if Marlin will slide up again in 1 as he does. They both slide up, and hello, Michael Waltrip.
The racetrack is getting a little bit slippery. Those tires are getting a little bit hot, and they are really going at it, having some fun.
Well, they're slipping and sliding a little bit, and of course, we understand that also Mark Martin is having his problems. Let's check in the pits with John Kernan.
Jerry, they've told Mark to back off just a little bit. They saw the contact out there with Kenny Schrader, as we spoke of earlier on the racetrack. They said if you don't have the opportunity to make a clean pass, as he now has the opportunity to pass him cleanly, and he is going by Kenny Schrader as we speak. They said this hold back until you have an opening. Don't take an unnecessary chance.
We can see Martin's car is loose as he comes off the corners. He's losing the back end. He's fighting the wheel, trying to keep the thing in tow. But as Ned said, he's faster than Schrader, but he just can't get by. Now, he's going to try again, going in turn 3, but he has to back off because he might let his car push him. And look, Darrell's on the outside. Does Martin know he's there?
Well, now that Darrell's made a move up high where you can see him, old DW making a move. Still looking for that first win in 1990. Now Waltrip able to move by, and Rick Mast trying to get that position. Martin's car slides up. He's loose. Mast didn't know Martin was that loose. They have a little bit of contact. Oh, Mark Martin, I tell you, you've been aggressive here early on. Earlier we asked Mark Martin, what do you do to approach this race? How are you approaching the running of the Checker 500, Mark?
Same as we always do, and hope that, you know, that the 2 weeks are behind us, the last 2 races, and just keep going forward. You know, our car almost always runs good, runs toward the front. You can't expect to have that. You know, there's a few races out every year that you're just not going to perform like you want to, and hopefully that's all behind us.
Well, apparently their performance already today certainly surpassing their efforts at Charlotte and at Rockingham with their abysmal showing there, both that car and the Earnhardt car. We mentioned before they were both fairly embarrassed. They would like to have run better there.
Mark Martin is probably the most frustrated man in America right now because he's faster than Schrader. If he could just have gotten by Schrader, they've been able to run down Wallace and Dale Earnhardt, or at least keep pace. Now Wallace and Earnhardt is driving away from him.
There's Rusty Wallace. He moves in on the Chad Little car, driving from Moroso. And there's Earnhardt, who seems to be closing just a little bit on Rusty Wallace, and Wallace is now getting into some traffic. Rusty Wallace is our leader here as 48 laps are being shown in the books. 312 comprising this
crash up in turn 3.
Heavy contact. Michael Waltrip is involved.
Looks like Derek Cope's car down on the inside, maybe.
Bobby Hillen's car is down on the inside.
Derek Cope has come to rest there. Hillen Snickers' car.
And Dave Marcus is setting up in the back. Albus Market Chevrolet setting up against the wall.
Sterling Marlin. There is Mark Martin, our point leader, who apparently has avoided as he makes his way through. Tiptoes through that area between turns 3 and 4. And there is Earnhardt headed down into turn 1.
All heavy damage to Kyle Petty's Pete Pontiac. Some tremendous damage to the left front. We're looking from the inside of Kyle's car.
Kyle raises the visor to try to be able to see there as he is pulling the car down. Left front fender is crunched in. The Jason Binoculars in car looking right at Kyle. He loosens the belt a little bit. He knows it's going to be quite a bit here. Let's take a look again at what happened.
Well, we see Morgan Shepherd trying to get inside of the Bobby Hillen car. They go up and they make contact. And around goes Hillen. Here comes
Bodine gets by.
Bodine gets by. Another car gets by. And then Hillen comes back across the racetrack right in the front of Michael Waltrip.
Michael Waltrip and, of course, Hillen taking the biggest impact. Pit stops. First pit stops of the day. Let's go down to John Kernan.
Dale Earnhardt's crew awaiting his arrival. Rusty will beat him just a little bit. Earnhardt pulls the Goodrich Chevrolet in slowly. It will be a 4-tire change. The Childers crew will elect to go with 4 scuff tires versus 4 sticker tires. And now the left side lugs are coming off. Right side tires on, jacks down. And now they will go around to work on the left side. A pretty good pit stop in the making. Left side jacked up, and Rusty Wallace, who I can see his left side just now going up. So Earnhardt having a good pit stop. He is out. Mark Martin is also in. The crew going to work on the right side. They swing around, finish that work, and swing around to the left side. There will likewise be a 4-tire change, getting the 2 cans of gasoline in, as much gasoline as they can. Robin Pivington tightening the lugs. Martin having getting them out and just barely squeezes by Greg South.
A lot of activity in the pits. Dale Earnhardt's crew, a great job in the pits, just barely beating the car number 27's crew out. We'll tell you why in just a moment. Of course, as Earnhardt in the Goodrich Chevrolet now being shown at the front of the field. 50 laps complete of the 312 comprising the Checker 500. Dale Earnhardt is our leader. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.